Go ahead.
It says we're live. We can turn our speakers on.
Yep, we're live, and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Apparently, I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Apparently. All righty.
I think they can hear
I'm
you.
just
Can
gonna-
everyone hear? Okay, I'm just gonna turn this down. So I can see that.
Is that better? Okay, hopefully I won't echo. All right, so we'll start by approving last month's minutes. Motion
to
approve. Second, all in favor? Thank you. And Pam, do you have any update for us on the EP grant?
So, to sort of step back a bit, at the last meeting, our June meeting, the consultant had just sent out an additional explanation of the map previously circulated.
Mhm.
So the consultant sent out the explanation on June 2. Our meeting was on June 3. At the meeting, we agreed to provide comments on the consultant work product by June 9. People did. And then Margaret and I had a call with the consultants on June 11. And we provided the comments, the CAC comments on the additional documentation. And we haven't heard anything back from the consultants after that. So that's disappointing. And I can follow up with them again after this meeting. But
Yeah.
there's essentially been no movement. We had asked for more detailed mapping at our May meeting, and that still isn't available. So that's where we are.
All righty, thank you. Sorry to hear that we're still stuck.
Did you get another minutes thing there?
Sorry?
Another minutes paper? Or I don't need it, but if you have it. No. The
Oh, you mean the agenda? No,
No,
unfortunately,
don't worry about it.
unfortunately, as I mentioned briefly earlier, my days have been filled with numbers, so I didn't get another one, any
Don't worry
copies.
about it.
Thanks.
That's the most
I was-
critical thing.
I was good to get out the door. So we'll do the planning board and ZBA updates. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I have. a couple
For
of
us,
things
Howard?
To say, I hope everybody got the copy of the link or found the link to the meeting from yesterday. I sent everybody one, and it's on the web, it's also on the live on the web, that live section.
I didn't have a chance to look at it.
Okay, we just verified it, that it's there. The very short version of it, in my opinion, the people who came already knew what they were doing was not legal and had to be changed. Because if you listen to the audio, they seem to indicate that somewhere in the audio or the visual of the meeting from yesterday, the live version. The ending of the meeting was simply Doug Giles telling them that they have to either go to the ZBA or go to the town board to get it changed. And they had to go to the ZBA for a use variance. If I remember correctly, I think it's on the tape, the recording, the town attorney said I can't recommend that you go for the ZBA to change that because they can't do that. It's a self-created hardship. So the question is, I'm not quite sure that this, so maybe somebody could verify.
Did she say that? I don't remember.
I don't know if she said,
Yeah,
were
she
you there?
did say
You were
it.
there last night.
It's on there.
I
I
know.
wrote it down somewhere. I spent a
Okay.
half hour going through
Was it,
the verbal.
I know I heard someone mention about the hardship.
Right,
but I'm not sure if
I agree.
I'm not sure if it was the attorney or if it was one of the planning board members.
No, the attorney sitting right over there.
Okay.
Mhm.
She
Okay.
said that this is a self-created hardship and you're unlikely to get it. And that you're better off going to the town board and try to convince them. I personally believe these people are pretty clever. They hired Michael Sloan, who was a local town attorney, as opposed to the other folks who brought
He's
their
an
own
architect.
attorney.
Architect,
Not their
architect.
architect, I'm sorry, as opposed to the other folks who brought in their own architects who weren't local. And he is pretty well respected, and everybody knows his family. And I think that was a calculated move. He's also doing the Thorn building, by the way. So I think they knew very well what they were doing all along. And the question is, could they be held responsible for having a condemned building? That's one of my questions I don't know the answer to. Deliberately buying a condemned building, are they somehow responsible in some way now that they own the building? Do they have to fix it? Do they let it sit there? Or can the town require them to do? I don't know the answer to this. I'm
I think
asking.
that there are certain things, when you have unsafe conditions, I don't know if it's been declared that.
Well, it's got a lot of mold. Last group that was here,
But has
I
it
mean,
been,
by
has
the
it been,
zoning- by
has
the
it been,
zoning
yeah, has it been
administrator.
declared?
I don't know.
Condemned.
This is
I don't.
I don't know
Right.
what's happened with it. That's like one of.
And then what would happen is that I believe this is what, is that then there would be some kind of order issued if they didn't comply with the zoning administrator's directive, or whatever it would be called. And if they fail to do that, then I guess there's certain penalties that can be applied and certain actions that can be taken. I think even a hearing at the town board level, I think so.
So the town board would have to handle that then.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
You think
yeah.
ultimately?
If it's an unsafe condition.
Well, now, there was very few people, as you know, at the meeting compared to the last one. And the reason I believe, this is again my own opinion, is that it was deliberately scheduled at that date and not released very timely so that nobody would know about it. Because my neighbor, who was very active in the previous one, and my other neighbors, who I'm in pretty close contact with, lived together on that area for a long time, had no idea this was even happening. And
When did the agenda, I thought the agenda came out a little while ago, no?
I don't remember it.
Okay. No.
We could look it up,
Well, I emailed it to everybody, didn't I?
but
I
no,
think so.
but because people were away, like I
Yeah.
couldn't
Right.
get in touch with her to tell her what was going on because she was away, and a couple of my other neighbors were away. I normally, if I see something that's of interest to them, I get a hold of people. Everybody was away.
Yeah.
My own sons are away. I can't get a hold of them. They're gone.
And
Everybody
it was a pre-application.
meeting. Well, the other one,
Meeting.
as you remember, was packed.
Yeah, but it was a different thing that they were trying
It was
to
a
do.
different thing, but it was.
And this was a pre-application.
It's a
Well,
pre-application.
so was the other one? No.
I think it was just
You're
an
talking about
inquiry.
Hitchcock?
No.
No. This is the guy with the
Oh.
drug abuse center.
I
When they
think it
wanted,
was a pre-op.
was it a pre?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Now, most of the people in that area have modest homes. They're not in poverty, but they have modest homes, and it's been that way for a long time. And they're perfectly happy with their neighborhood the way it is. And some of the homes, the Rieger people are coming in. They're putting in more expensive homes in the area, but a lot of those homes have been there a long time. For example, I moved up there in 1968. That building that this group is buying was built in 1970. The Greenbrier business there, the nursing home. And that spurred the town. The town became concerned, as I remember it, because they said their zoning has nothing really in it. And you could have half-acre zoning, quarter-acre zoning, and that spurred the beginning of the comprehensive plans.
And the zoning code.
And the zoning code that followed when that Greenbrier building was built. And nobody expected that. It just didn't fit in the area. There were people with half-acre zone houses and so on. And everybody, it's a neighborhood. And this is not a neighborhood now. If he gets what he wants, he's gonna have something like
He's asking for 12.
24
residences.
rooms or something like that, and townhouses, which are not even in the code. We have no townhouses, but somehow in his application, he wants to build a townhouse. It's not a zoning code. And if he gets everything he wants, the neighborhood will be totally different. And the other thing is, once they start in one spot, this lays the groundwork for much more easily starting the same sort of things in other parts of the town, especially around the village area.
Well, are there other instances of similar situations, multifamily, that were built after, in this district, that were built after the code was?
There are some other multifamily houses that are old in there.
No, I mean,
No.
that are new. like
That are
this is-
new since the code changed.
Not that I know of.
I don't
There
think
might
there
be
is.
some that are 20 years old or something like that,
But
or longer.
I watched it online,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of discussion with the new, Hochul's new law and how
For
it would
secret.
relate to this.
Mhm.
And and they had kind of presented it as changing everything, and the board did point out that it can change the seeker, but it doesn't, they'll still, have to go through the,
doesn't
You know,
change the law.
It doesn't change
the
our
laws,
law.
right?
It doesn't change our law.
And there will be probably some of that with this new law where developers may see it as kind of like, oh, the governor wants to build,
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
it's a tremendous change in development. So,
Right. And all new builds being all electric as well.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute, they repealed that.
I don't think that we're required to do that, the way I understood the law, that this was a recommendation that the
No,
government
no,
was
no,
putting.
what Tim is talking about is secret right now.
Previous-
Oh,
Previously
seeker part,
developed-
that
Right.
exemption to the
Developed.
seeker part.
Yeah.
properties would be, potentially, can
Be fast track.
fast track, but
I
it,
think they're type
the
twos
board
on
did
that.
point
Type
out that
two,
it was, it doesn't mean it's,
It's a go.
you're still, the board's still in charge of it, and they're still,
Right.
Yeah.
It's just that, one step they're trying to
Trying to
Right.
eliminate.
Yeah.
streamline the process a little bit.
I think how that impacts what some of the issues that you brought up, Howard, is like the sewer and water, that's connected, but there's also an aquifer issue. I don't know exactly what the interrelationship of all those things would be, but I don't know. For some reason, I recall at Greenbrier, wasn't there like flooding issues?
Yeah, they had a
or
lot of flooding.
Right, okay.
And mold,
Yeah.
a lot of mold
Well,
it's,
yeah.
They went out in 2024 or something
It
like
was,
that. They were-
official closing date is May 14th, 2024. I looked it up.
And the last meeting when the
It
people were,
was sold before then, though. It was
It-
sold like in 22.
when that other meeting took
I don't know.
place, there were
This
people.
is when it officially closed,
To the
as
region.
the Greenbrier.
Yeah, they thought, the owners, I think they were in Brooklyn or somewhere, probably didn't get rid of it immediately, but they did get rid of it. And the fire department had been in that building, and they were at the meeting, the other meeting, and they said the building was filled with mold.
Yeah.
It was uninhabitable, is what I think they said.
People lived in bad conditions.
So we as the CAC, one of our charges is to look at the man-made environment, not just natural environment. And by the way, that aquifer, I was on the village aquifer committee for a while with Stan Morse. And there were places in that aquifer feeds the village. It comes from above. So they're not affected by that because that part of the aquifer is above, is fed from above. But the people below that aquifer, which is the village, that aquifer flows into the village. The village is not completely built out for water. There's sections of the village still have well water and so on
The village, really?
in the village.
I didn't know that. Oh, actually on my
Weird
street.
roads.
Yeah, on my
Hmm.
partner's.
Yeah,
That's
up
why.
that section up there, for example.
Yeah, we're like at the end of the line for the sewer.
And I remember going up there and there was a whole big thing in the village about they wanted to connect. And the
Yes.
village did not let them connect
Mhm.
at that time because they were concerned about water shortages still.
Mhm.
So the people on the board, down board, didn't seem to be aware of the fact that that aquifer fed parts of the village, and that the village was not completely built out with water supply. Some people still have wells and stuff in the village, and at some point they would need to connect, and hopefully the village water would still be there for them. So that was another minor issue that came up.
So you're saying this aquifer, the aquifer which the Greenbrier sits on top of feeds
The village,
the village?
it goes into the village, goes down through where the village sewer plant is, and it goes up to where you guys are eventually, I believe. The Cary Arboretum is involved in that water flow somewhere. But way back when, Julia Woodison and I and what's his name, Jesse Bonacue and Tim Marshall were on the village town water committee.
Mhm.
And we had to deal with somebody in the Cary Arboretum because we're in zone 3 or something like that with the state. And somebody came down and they were concerned about that water supply being safe. And it was the aquifer that came through Bennett. It came down where we are on the buildings that are there now. So I'm fairly sure that the village needs that aquifer because the state came down to investigate it. And they found
village
that
is
it was
all
adequate.
groundwater fed, so it's not getting water from the aquifer for drinking water. That's going kind of under the village and somewhere else. Because the village water supply is groundwater. So it's the wells that rely on being able to drill.
Well, whoever relies on it, the people from the state came down. I remember sitting there that the state, we're zone 3, I think, for the state, if I remember correctly. The person in charge came down and he brought his own expert with him. And we sat there and discussed everything. And
There's an aquifer map. This helps anybody.
I was looking at the one on the wall, but I don't know if it's.
yeah, that's probably the one we use. It looks familiar.
Wait a minute, here's the other one. This is from the building department. These are the ones that you gave. me.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's not really. This is the better one. Yeah, because this is the better one.
Of course, I can't see, but if you
No.
find it, there's an aquifer down by Maple Hill Drive.
Well, it's right there, isn't it?
And I think that's it. And the bottom part of that
Yeah, it's right
aquifer
here.
is in where that building is, where they're building, right in that section.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, live in that area, and not over a primary aquifer, but when you get down to the bottom of Maple Hill Drive, it's there.
Mm.
So the question is, do we want to say anything to anybody about this? Because it is a man-made activity. It's going to affect water supply, among other things. And they've also, in my opinion, you guys can weigh in on your opinion as well. The code is very clear. It says 1 acre lots in there, single family homes. And if you can do a flag lot, it has to be 1.5 acres, and you can have duplexes. The code does not say, I looked it up, I can't find it at least, that each of these duplexes has to have a person who owns it living in it. And they say someplace that their only interest is rental. It's
Yeah.
also on the video somewhere.
Yeah.
It came up, they just want rental. And I'm not sure if that's allowable or not in our town. I couldn't find anything one way or the other. And I don't know if the code generally says something about rentals or not, that you have to have an owner. I don't know that. So I'm not going to say that that's a violation one way or another, at least what I know.
So the planning board at the end of this told them this was unlikely, but they would need to go to the zoning board.
The
That's
They had a
ZBA,
choice.
they had a
ZBA or the
choice.
town board.
They could go to the zoning board or
To ask for what?
A use.
A
A
use variance
For the.
from ZBA.
green- Based on the Greenbrier.
Because it's not a permitted.
It's not
use,
permitted.
Right.
Or by right or is or through special permit in that district.
Right. So as it is, it's right as Greenbrier as the adult home. It's after it was closed a year and a day, has lost its usage. So it reverts back to single family homes or 2-family homes with
With-
a special
a
permit,
special permit.
which they would have to get a a use
special
variance, yeah,
So basically
to be
told
able
them
to
follow the
change it.
code.
to follow the
Follow the
code
code.
if they wanted to
Yeah.
do beyond those two things.
And they wanted also to put in a townhouse in there,
Yeah,
which
no,
is
I
not
saw
in the
that.
code
Yeah.
at all.
It's
It's
a
not in
lot.
our code.
Yeah,
We have
code's not even,
no
it's not a part of the
townhouses.
code, so.
in-
Yeah, so they pointed out that, and that part that was we mentioned earlier, someone had pointed out that the zoning board of appeals, it's not even a zoning board of appeal because they're not,
Appealing.
it's beyond that.
Right.
It's really a town board
It's a
thing.
town board.
Because it's, then we have to change the
Right.
law.
You have to change the code, the
Right.
zoning to allow it to go in.
So I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, is there, it sounds like the planning board did
The
their
right,
job.
the right
Mhm.
thing by
Yeah.
passing
And-
along the information.
It's still a pre-application, so it
Correct.
sounds like
There's nothing,
it
I
may
don't
just
think,
disappear now.
right, there's nothing for us to really say at this
That's-
point, I think is where we're at.
I think, yeah, I get, because I think we have to wait until they
Yeah.
actually come in
Yeah.
with their direction. They were
I
just,
know.
it was just sort of, you know,
So do we, as a group, think that they should simply go to the town board?
I think it's their choice.
It's for them to take action the way they see fit.
Okay.
And you know, if they do decide on a rezone, this brings up so many issues.
Hmm.
I mean, first of all, if they're asking us to rezone their site, I mean, that could be spot zoning. It's very bad.
Well, it is spot zoning.
It's
Right,
like
right.
if we
It's
But I mean,
come
you know,
out-
whether
exactly
it be,
that.
whether it
And-
would be, you
and that would-
know,
right.
long, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, well,
No, go ahead.
so yes, I think that would get a lot of attention because a lot of the attention, historically in the last couple of years was for exactly that, where the project wants it, the rezoning,
Mhm.
instead of coming from kind of the overall,
Right.
vision of the town.
Right.
It's coming from
One person.
Right.
one
The hospitality
project is asking, right, exactly.
We just went through all that.
That, the other option is that they would petition to have the zone include this, whatever they want to do, as a special permit or permitted use. And if that's the case, that opens this kind of development to
Correct.
all parts of.
But it seems like if that happens and that shows up on the town board as more than a kind of investigative thing, then it's a good time for us to weigh in.
Then we,
And I
yes.
think you'll actually have to. I think it'll be
Well, yeah,
hard,
yeah.
Because, so it'll be interesting.
So we're at the point of, we just have to wait and see, but there's
Okay.
nothing to say. We have an
Well,
opinion,
the
but we
other
can't
thing
say
I
anything.
seem to remember when this came up before, it did come up a couple of times before in the town. And I can't remember the name of the people, but it was up in the southwest part of the town. Brain is not what it used to be. People who are self-created hardships are not allowed relief easily. If you create the hardship yourself, in other words, you buy something that obviously because they said at the meeting that they knew it was
Yeah.
part of the code.
Right.
They already admitted that they knew that.
Right.
Yeah.
So them buying it and then being quote unquote stuck with it sounds to me like it's self-created if they knew it already.
Well, they also would have to make a showing that they can't get a reasonable return with any of the permitted uses.
Well, that's exactly.
But they bought it knowing,
Knowing that.
No, I'm just saying, but can they do that? I mean, they
No,
can do-
I don't
mean,
think that-
any of the permitted uses, they have to demonstrate it by financial competent evidence. They purchased the property for $400,000.
Oh, they-
So they could easily.
They can
buy
make-
Single family.
Yeah.
they could do it.
Yeah.
Right,
If-
right.
yeah.
And so.
I'd have bought it for 400,000.
Well, the prior people.
I totally would have bought it.
The people who want to do the rehab center, they spent 1.2.
Right.
So they got a good deal. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
Well,
So,
anyway,
do we have any?
well, there's nothing else to discuss on it.
No.
Boy, did a good job.
Anything?
Yeah, I think the planning board did their bit.
No, I'm not arguing with the planning board per se. I mean, the other thing they could have done is said, no, we're not allowing this in the town, but they gave them the option to move it forward.
They don't have authority.
They don't have the
Right.
authority to say, the
They-
same as
they-
the previous guy that came through. They said, well,
Oh,
it ain't,
all
gonna-
right.
it probably isn't gonna go
I
your
hear what- I
way,
hear what you're
but you
saying.
have the ability to go further if you'd like, and the guy just walked away.
That's what I'm saying. They were, definitive as when the other meeting took place, partly because there was nobody there.
Great. It was a different scenario, but it's,
All right.
we're at the end of that one. Is there anything else to discuss from planning board?
Well, there was something about somebody wanting to do a garage, what was it, a garage conversion into a rental or something like that.
So the special use permit
Special use permit.
from family using it to now renting it out to guests, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And there was another one before that, which was routine, had nothing to do with us
No.
environmentally.
No, it was just a rebuild screen porch. All right.
And, well, no, there was
No.
the ARCs saying, AKRF people saying the same thing. And you have that yellow, you have it in
Yeah.
front of you. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
find mine.
Yep. Yeah, they said it.
Say the same thing that we said, basically, that it's a single family per acre, per 1 acre.
Mhm.
And you guys all have this, right?
Yep.
And that they can do 1.5 acres on flag lots in the back, because the lot is very odd. And that was about it. He basically agreed with what we said, that under the circumstances that they presented, they can't do anything more.
Right.
And the planning board, I'm just rattling on.
Yeah,
a
you
little.
are.
And the planning board recommended that they go to the ZBA or the town board, and that's enough.
So we're done with it. ZBA didn't meet, is that correct? They were canceled their meeting and they've canceled it for this month as well. Anything from the town board that you have to report to
Not
us?
that I recall at the moment, except the park thing is still going on from the last town
Right,
board meeting.
but they didn't mention anything at the last board meeting, did they? Since we had met?
I
think so.
can't recall at the moment. I thought we covered that last time.
We did. That's why I just want to make sure that we've
Yeah.
covered. Okay.
No, town board is coming up. That's why I got a little, coming up tomorrow.
Yep, it's all tomorrow.
This is not anything definitive, but I did go to Reardon Briggs, the town hardware store, to get something.
Mhm.
Park right next to the store so I can get in there. And Mike Murphy was out there loading up a truck with all sorts of stuff. Big, bales of stuff that he had purchased there. And he didn't, so I'm assuming that there's some building going on at the park, because that's what he's doing now. He's now in charge of, you guys probably know more about it than I do. He's now in charge of the building up on the park.
Hmm.
He's very
And
good.
what capacity?
I don't know. What does Mike do up there exactly? Do you know?
But I mean, does he have a title?
Yeah, yes. He's working with Whalen,
But I mean-
some committee, and he has a title on that committee.
I think
Committee
that
title.
Committee is kind of disbanded because they did their report.
I don't know, but this was relatively recently.
But he might not have been getting it for that.
Right.
He might have been getting it for himself, Howard.
I seriously doubt it. This was a large load of,
He might have had to be redoing something at his own home or one of his properties. All right.
all right.
Nothing important then.
Nothing important from the last town board meeting, which now will be tomorrow, and we'll have to wait
Yeah.
another month.
All right. Well, we'll move on then.
All right.
And so was it us talking on about the CSC and the incendiary?
The incinerator.
Incinerator
Yes,
thing,
yes,
and-
yes, yes.
Then we got an email, I think the next day from Mom's, whatever that.
Oh, yes.
And I forwarded it to everybody.
Yeah.
And then they, I guess, had their meeting, which I didn't attend online. And Colleen Howland had actually sent me a resolution sample on that, which,
I'll be here to look at that.
yeah, so she said, maybe the town would, want to, as a part of the climate smart community, take action on this resolution. That's just obviously a generic version. I only had it in the mail. I didn't even get a chance to scan it. So I figured CAC, CSC will look at
This
it.
is to appoint a climate smart task force coordinator, this resolution.
So wouldn't we need to have somebody in mind for that?
Yeah, this is just something for us to look at and think about.
So that, but, I thought it was like for the incinerator.
I thought it was as well, so,
But, okay, no, I mean, that would be,
but I'm not really sure what she's.
Okay, I gotta look at it.
Just have to look at it. I didn't have,
Does,
again,
do some
I didn't have
other
time.
people have copies?
we only, that's the only copy. Actually, give it back to me and I'll send everybody a copy. I just wanted to bring it up that she had forwarded this, or
Yeah.
she mailed it to me, so that's why I don't have a copy of it.
Is there something I should write down about this? I'm not sure what the title would be
It's
here.
very vague. Here, I'll give it to you.
Incinerator.
No,
That
it
wasn't
is
a part,
not.
it didn't have, it did, but doesn't apparently. Excuse me.
Or not?
It doesn't seem to be
specifically.
obvious.
Yeah.
All right, so then,
Because we don't have a task force coordinator right now for CSC for Town of Washington.
No, we don't.
technically, no. Does anybody want to be that? Sorry. So then we had our meeting and I just haven't had a chance. I haven't found the formal document from the resolution for the climate smart community.
Okay.
You know, it was on the, what was the date? Do you have the date of the minutes for that?
It would have been,
It was early 2022.
Right.
So,
I can give you
So-
that. if I-
Which I couldn't find anything online because there's nothing in 22. So I'll look at that again. We have
yeah, would it be March or April of 2022?
I know it's
Yeah.
March to April. I'll look.
Oh, you know, I should just ask Chrissy, I was supposed to do that.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of our list of all the stuff that we were talking about, but nothing there until we find out that. And then we have the CV for Jane
Jane
Burtis. And, you know, do you want,
Yeah, it looks interesting.
yeah, she
Right.
looks,
I mean, happy to
She-
have her aboard.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. I think so. I don't know if you guys want to have some people interview her and just talk to her.
so
We don't.
that's not our job.
Yeah.
Our
Okay,
job,
but I mean, I just thought like whether, I know that the town board. may want
we
to-
love anybody who wants to join us.
Okay, I mean, if
We're
that's-
not,
okay,
we're not picky
All right.
generally,
Okay. She
but-
wants to join both the CAC
and
the
we'd
CSC.
love her on both. And
She could be a coordinator.
yeah, she could be the coordinator.
She might like that. She's a very kind of
Yeah.
organizer.
She sounds like it.
person.
She seems like she's a project
Yes.
manager.
I think
Yeah,
she'd be
maybe-
qualified.
She can whip us into shape.
So my
you know?
question is, do you want me to send this in to Chrissy to give to the board, or?
Whatever you think is.
So
the right
I'll just do
protocol.
that. I'll just do
Okay.
that and I'll say she would like to be on both of these boards and they will set up an interview with her.
Right.
Okay, I'll do that email.
And then hopefully we can have her in place by the next, the next town board meeting.
Yeah, that would be great.
And then she
Definitely.
could, informally attend the next CAC meeting.
Yeah, she could have formally, no, I'm just kidding. She could have come in and visited us this evening.
I just want to make sure that you guys.
Yeah.
We're happy. Sounded great. We're easygoing people here.
We'll be like the town board, 2 guys and all women.
How many vacancies are now on each board? And
So there are 9, in theory, we can
Potential.
have.
We can have 9 seats for the
for the
CAC.
CAC. And then
But there hasn't been 9 for.
a long time.
I think we had
maybe
7,
ever. 7.
maybe 7.
I think- I
7
think
might have been,
I
for
think-
for a long time, there was a 7,
Mhm.
and then there was turnover and.
And then we
we're kind
dropped
of
some.
In a rebuilding.
Yes,
mode.
we're in a rebuilding stage.
So, yeah, because it looks like there's people that did have terms for the CSC
Mhm.
who resigned or, I think, and so that's why, if you look on if you look on the
No,
town's
exactly.
webpage,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's the other, I still have to look somewhere on the webpage, just get that up and going.
So, yeah, it'd be great to have more help on climate smart community as
So
well.
speaking of that, I wanted to mention that there is that late July meeting at the town
Oh, thank you.
library.
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
Which I plan to attend.
Yes.
I will too.
Something-
Do you have the date of that by any
It's the
chance?
28th.
Let me pull out my
I
calendar.
swear that for some reason that keeps eluding my,
And
emails.
and it is being sponsored by the county. So it's July 28th
28, yeah.
at 4:30 in the afternoon, 4:30 to 6.
What's it called? The meeting?
I don't know that there's a name of the meeting,
Okay.
but they'll be held at the library. The Dutchess County representative is going to give a talk to the public on CACs and CSCs generally.
Yeah.
And so it would be we didn't do any advanced coordination with them. I think this is something they're doing to help all towns in the county recruit people. So, my plan would be to get there a little early and offer, maybe after she's done, Margaret or somebody from our group can get up and just introduce ourselves and say that we're here and we're happy to take
I'll wave.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be great, and I'll attend too, and Jane actually, when I talked to her, she mentioned, she said, oh, do you know about this thing at the library?
Yeah.
So she's gonna be there too.
Oh, good.
The Village CSC is going to be holding a kind of outreach at farmer's market
Yes.
for climate. There's specific wording based on the, oh, this is separate, yeah. This is, I might just send something around about this. Remind
Yeah, I
myself
thought, I saw
what.
something about the outreach.
This is just come out, but the farmer's market is for one of the specific tasks.
Mm.
There will be
Right.
information, kind of content.
Kind of like our
training,
NRI
So if,
outreach.
I don't know what that thing's gonna be yet, but Mike was setting it up. And, sorry, I can't read and scroll apparently. And I can't remember what this climate survey was, but it came by fast and they had to do it for.
Right, I saw that, and I'm like, what, no, so they came out, and,
It was on Monday.
right. So the town, I mean, is it something that the town should?
Yeah,
do?
so, okay, Scott Kleinberg, so that he had that meeting
Yes.
that the Duchess CC
See,
acronyms.
yeah.
See, the Cornell Cooperative
Mm.
had set up with all of the different CSCs to help prioritize kind of next steps. And he shared this standard survey that's being used statewide for climate vulnerability assessment, which is one of the pledge
It is, absolutely.
Mhm.
And he asked if the village could proceed using the survey immediately. That's all we know.
Okay.
So,
And so they moved forward fast. Peter approved it and yeah, not clear why, but
this is just going to apply to the.
To the village.
it's just the village.
I mean, this is something the town could do too.
It's unclear. Why not? Except that I
Right.
think it's being applied to the village because the state wants to get a bunch of them done. And because Scott Kleinberg was meeting with Mike about the village CSC.
Oh, maybe I could do somebody, I don't know, co-opting, but I could contact
Just
Scott.
contact Scott, yeah.
Yeah. So anything that the village does, the town can do as well, and we can do it in tandem and get the same points. But we're just having a little bit of difficulty doing the tandem part.
Well, so I think that, they're sending it out to different mailing lists too. I mean, it's a village mailing list and we would want to send it out. I think one of the problems the town has, which is, we shouldn't have it, is that we don't really have.
They're gonna put it up at the library. Like,
We
it's the
do- we
same
do.
challenge.
Yeah, we do have
Yeah.
a mailing list for the town.
We do. Where is, who has that list? The town clerk and City Hall.
It's in there somewhere.
I mean, what should happen is it should push to the post office with a barcode and the
Mhm.
library with a barcode.
You just put a barcode and let people do it themselves. But we did have a mailing list for the town, and it wouldn't take much effort to reestablish the mailing list.
And it's in the town clerk's.
Mary used to have it. It was
I
a,
mean, the tax collector has to.
Everyone has it.
Like,
They do things by email, the tax collector?
they must have everybody's information. in some capacity.
Yeah, I think they have, I don't think they have emails, I'm just saying.
But we used to, you were on it, weren't you, Howard?
There used to be
See?
something from the county.
No, the
for
town,
election.
the town, this was the
Oh.
No,
town.
okay, there was one for the town, but this is a while back when we were doing the comprehensive plan.
Mm,
There's 600 people on that list,
mm,
because we had a survey,
mm.
but that was quite a while ago.
Well, not that long ago.
Yeah,
Well, I'm talking about, we
19
have, but we have, when Mary,
2015.
even
Village.
just not that long
Well,
ago,
that's
Mary
because I
had a
signed-
list as
I
well.
affirmatively signed up for village.
Because I
emails,
tried to
even
sign
though I
up
don't
for
live in the
getting,
village.
you know, because there was a, you know, thing on the website.
And there's
so-
no is there,
But
do we
there's
not
no-
have it on our website anymore?
Yeah, but it goes into black hole. I've never gotten any kind of emails
I
from
mean,
the
even-
town. I don't know, do any of you guys?
Well, when you do the tax, the town has the taxes on
We-
the website, doesn't it?
No, but
No.
people sending you an email from town.
So they
government.
used to until Chrissy took over. So when Mary was here, we were still getting emails from whatever
So I
was
think
going
some of that
on.
information, Chris has not been able to get.
Right,
Some
so
of
it,
those.
in the transition, that got lost.
Hmm.
And it technically isn't that difficult to put something on the website to say, add me to the mailing list.
I know.
Because I have it on my website, so
Right,
if I have it, anybody can do it.
right, no, I got it.
Well, you wouldn't say that.
So I
No, it's
like,
true,
well,
trust
in
me.
the short run, I mean, one of the things, well, let me see. All right, so I will look at the mailing list, but if we were going to do the climate, it sounds like it has some urgency, that climate assessment, I mean, that
Climate vulnerability
Ooh.
ability
vulnerability
assessment,
assessment.
thank you.
And it does have a barcode and it's got the CCE Dutchess County Environment Program person all on the Village of Millbrook
So I can just
website. Yeah,
use that as, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Maybe we can get that set up on our website, and maybe there's something we can do about getting a list. Is there like, they're looking for a certain number of people? Because I'm sure we're gonna have a more limited
I
response.
don't know, but it can't be more limited than the village.
Oh, can.
I guess it could, yeah.
So,
But
All right.
like, it looks like, so when you click on the survey link, it goes right to Cornell. So it looks like this is really a push
Just a push to get some,
by
To their
Cornell
action.
Cooperative to get this
Okay,
done.
so it goes to the same portal,
Yeah.
basically.
So it's like even lower effort, right? Like
Mm-hmm. So we could,
you don't have to process it, you don't have to.
so we
yeah.
could similarly make posters or something.
And the poster
with the
even
QR
looks
code.
very generic,
Right,
like they did it, right? Like it's the only thing that says Millbrook is right here.
right. So Cornell did that.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, let me see what I can track down on that. Maybe there's something, if it's not a problem, then I can get done.
all right, thank you. All right, anybody else have any open discussion, questions, comments, anything? Susan, anything from you?
There was something on I did the survey. I just got something today, I don't know, from Scott Kleinberg about, and I don't
I don't think I
know,
got
I would assume that some of you guys got it too. Let's see.
It's-
It
So
was
usually I get-
the Cornell Climate Stewards Environmental Volunteer Program. And I don't know how this would connect with the,
I don't think I have anything from him.
with the climate smart stuff. But this is, I signed up for this, I guess, on Earth.
Oh, okay, because I don't have anything from him since the
The
CAC.
steward applications are now open. It means you gotta put in 40 volunteer hours. And I don't know, I'll check into it. Let's see. I mean, I'd be inclined to do it if it will help with the climate smart stuff.
Yeah.
And if
Sounds-
anybody else is interested.
Mhm. Okay, I'll add it to my list. Do we have any updates of the town board and our codifying issues?
Yes, we do.
You gave us an update at the last meeting.
So apparently there's some of this discussion was part of the attorney-client privilege, but I can tell you that as the general code shared with us, like all the documents that they got, and I have not cross-referenced it with what you guys came up with, but it looks like in 2020 is when this whole thing started. And it then somehow got more steam, I guess, in early 24. But there had been some back and forth, and there were some things that, and I'm just, I haven't had a chance to look at it as carefully as I would like, but there were some changes that actually general code had suggested, I guess, to be more in line with, titles and stuff that were more typical and more current.
I think it was for that was like the generic version of everyone's codes.
Right, and to some degree.
To some degree, not exactly,
Right,
but
right,
closer in alignment with other codes.
Right. And then there was also, I don't know that there was anything that was very substantive, but there was some back and forth. And like I said, I don't know that it corresponds precisely with what you guys were saying about, and I did talk to the guy at General Code, and he was very helpful. And I said, there seems to be misnumberings in some cases. And so he's like, well, take a look at this stuff and see if this makes sense to you. So we're going to have a follow-up tomorrow on this.
Okay.
I'd like to share this stuff with you because I think that you guys have worked on this, but at the same time, there seems to be a little like there was some discussion about you guys taking over this job, and of sorting everything out. I don't think there would be, I think that's a job for the attorneys to do. I don't think that it really makes sense for a volunteer board to be doing that.
Yeah, that was never the suggestion.
Well, I know. And
But I'm glad they think of us in such a high value.
So, the changes came to us accidentally when we were working on a grant application. And so they were noticed, and so that's how it
all
started.
started.
Yes.
Right.
And then, I raised my hand, but it was not in a CAC capacity, it was offline as a volunteer.
Right.
So there was never, as long as I understand, there was never an intent for the CAC to take up a code revision.
I don't think it was. I think that it was mentioned because you guys are the ones that really brought it to everybody's attention.
You did a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
And that we might possibly know the code.
I
I
think
mean,
that,
that's.
I think that was the two things. But yeah, and I know it also came up because of when we had one letter or two that we sent into the planning board, and they were like confused because we were still using the old code. We're like, hey, that's the code because no one's told us there was a change. And they're like, no, they changed the code. We're like, they changed the code? There was nothing said that the code changed.
Yeah.
So that was another part
Was
of
that
the
a legal
confusion.
change without a public hearing announcement?
No, they didn't have the public
So
hearing.
they did, so after, we said that they never changed the code, then some minutes were posted online that showed that they had changed the code.
But I think they did the public hearing at the same meeting that they approved it.
That's correct.
That's correct.
That's
And
correct.
there was
Wait,
no,
no, wait.
There was-
They voted on it at the same time they had the public hearing.
Yeah.
yes,
Well, I don't think there was any comment from the public.
because no one knew it was happening.
It's the same thing that we just went through with the planning board.
Nobody knew it was
what
happening.
going on.
Nobody knew it was happening. That's why we
They
didn't know.
pass it through the planning board or anybody. Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely,
That's right.
nobody knew. There were no public hearings in advance. No resolution, nothing to show us that all for us to look at.
Well, I think that, now would probably be a good time if anybody has anything to weigh in, like with these changes.
Well,
We did
you
weigh,
did.
we did weigh in.
So
We've
that's-
given
so
them, we've
that's-
given them the information.
So what I'm saying is, so that's it.
Well,
Whatever.
I mean, that's what came to our attention so far. And then the request is to do a full copy.
Yeah.
And so we can look at it again,
Yeah. 'Cause-
because that was just something that, we identified.
These are examples.
Correct.
They were, examples there, what we could put together without actually having a red line copy in front of us. But that's what the letters really requested, is a document for us, a comprehensive document for us and the public to look at.
Right, I think that I'll have to look, I have, because there were a number of documents, there was a spreadsheet and there was a document from general code. I don't know that this is really something that should be, I don't think it should be withheld at all. I don't think there's anything, it is what it is. But, but I just wanna
thank you. Yeah.
So that's, and I feel, I could be totally wrong, but I feel like the things that I saw in the code, or what I saw, didn't seem to be as exhaustive as what you guys put together. So what I'm saying is that I think that some of these things, the information that they gave us, didn't pick up on those code misalignment things, which, so anyways.
Well,
So that all has to be nailed down. I apologize that I haven't
That's okay.
really been, I'm not able to speak more than.
yeah,
general.
well, no, that's fine. So if
That's
it's in the works, and then we'll get another copy maybe that we can all review and
Yeah.
have
And that's-
a go through.
That's what I would like to do.
All right.
Yeah. Historically, when they did the wetlands law, which is the one I'm concerned about personally, the regulations on the wetlands law, that went on for months and months, and there were literally hundreds of people showing up at these meetings to do that. And we eventually put together something, and all of a sudden, there's a new wetland section that the wording has been changed somewhat. Shades of meaning have been lost. And I was,
You mean in the codification?
well, yeah, when Joel Ariel redid our wetlands law, we literally spent tens of hours on those words, the wording on that. And they did a lot of work. For example, the Cornell Cooperative, people showed up, there were tables full of people from the public. And we had two different consultants working on all that language. And all of a sudden, the shading of the meaning was really the important part in there. And it got changed,
This
and
is
nobody
in
knew anything
24.
about it.
Right, so you're talking about when they codified the law, that they made some terminology changes that, okay, well, this is something that.
Yeah, it changed the whole meaning of the sound that lots of people put time in there on that.
Of course, no.
And that was a byproduct of it. So we, I believe, complained about that. Didn't we say that we were unaware of these changes? Or didn't we say
believe it.
something to them?
I believe we put everything in our letter.
Yeah, and it's never
That
been
said-
resolved.
That's correct. That's why we've been bringing it up for Susan to.
Right, but it's definitely, that's definitely.
In the works.
Is
Okay.
Joel
That'll be
Ariel
discussed.
still around? Or has he
No,
moved
no,
on?
No, he's down
remember
in-
he was,
He's down in Westchester, isn't he?
yeah,
He's completely
if you-
moved. Okay, that's,
If
I
you may
wasn't sure if he
recall,
completely
remember
moved.
when they had the Hitchcock pre-app meeting, who the attorney was?
Yeah, he was one of
It
the,
was Joel.
yeah.
Well, so that was sort of what I was asking. He's still kind of got a finger in the pie of the town, so to speak, but he's moved on from town government completely.
He's with a totally different firm now.
But is he still here?
No,
No.
he's in Westchester
So
somewhere.
we'll never see him again.
And-
Well, this is
Wanted
part
to-
of the problem because, he's not there personally to answer some of these questions.
Right.
That's what
So
I'm getting
it
at.
has to be, a lot of this has had to be.
Researched
kinda-
into their own
Right.
office in them trying to figure out what Joe did in their own office.
Right.
Because he's gone.
But it seemed to me, this is my opinion, that one person arbitrarily decided to rush through this whole thing, because that's what it looked like to me, and change the wording to get it done quickly. and nobody knew about it, and it came all in one meeting, boom, boom, done. Something that was very serious to the town, if you were around when we did the wetlands law,
Hmm.
it went on for a long time, it involved a lot of people,
No, I
Yeah.
mean, of course.
All right.
and I'm glad we have a wetlands law, by the way, because once some of this stuff is gone, it's just gone.
That's very true. All right. Anything else?
No.
No, from everybody, not just you.
Oh, you look-
Motion
you
to
looked at me,
adjourn second. All in favor?
and we're right on time.
We're on time. See y'all later.
Gotta get this off.
It's delicious. I don't know what.
Yeah, she's terrific.